of Law's Environmental Litigation Clinic, and also is co-host of The Ring of Fire on Air America Radio. Earlier in his career, he served as Assistant District Attorney in New York City. Among Mr. Kennedy's published books are the New York Times bestseller, Crimes Against Nature, The River Keepers, and Judge Frank M. Johnson, Jr., a biography. His articles have appeared in the New York Times, the Washington Post, the Los Angeles Times, the Wall Street Journal, Newsweek, Rolling Stone, Atlantic Monthly, Esquire, The Nation, Outside Magazine, The Village Voice, and many other publications. His award-winning articles have been included in anthologies of America's best crime writing, best political writing, and best science writing. Mr. Kennedy is a licensed master falconer, and as often as possible, he pursues a lifelong enthusiasm for whitewater paddling. Please join me in welcoming our speaker, Robert F. Kennedy, Jr.
Back in Lexington, I've been here many times before. I always enjoy my visits to the state. I'm going to talk about some of the issues. I've been really privileged over the past several months to be able to be in the position of advising the Obama administration on many of its environmental policies. And I did a book on the Bush administration when I was in office called Crimes Against Nature, and it was I have to say I'm nonpartisan and bipartisan. I believe partisanship is a bad thing. That doesn't mean that I don't criticize. I wasn't very critical of President Bush, but partisanship is when you criticize only one party. And I work for Republicans in every election cycle. I think the worst thing that can happen to the environment is it becomes the province of a single political party. I would have written the same book if the Democrats had been doing that kind of mischief. But we had the worst environmental administration in American history for 8 years. We have an administration now that sees the environment as the centerpiece of our national prosperity and our national security, and I believe those things too, and I believe that, and I've always believed this since 25 years as an environmental advocate, that we don't protect the environment for the sake of the fishes and the birds. We're protecting it because we recognize, for our own sakes, because we recognize that nature is the infrastructure of our community, and that if we want to meet our obligation as a nation and a civilization and a generation, which is to provide our children with the same opportunities for dignity and enrichment and prosperity and good health as the communities that our parents gave us, we've got to start by protecting our environmental infrastructure. The air we breathe, the water we drink, the wildlife, the fisheries, the public lands, the shared resources of our community, what we call the public trust resources, those things that are not susceptible to private ownership but by their nature are shared by all of us. The landscapes and waterways that connect us to our past, to our history, that provide context to our communities, and that are the source ultimately of our values and our virtues and our character as a people. The biggest crisis that we now face as a nation and a civilization is the crisis of global warming. The biggest challenge is how can we use energy, how can we extract energy resources and deploy that energy and get it to people's homes without doing things that are going to compromise the aspirations of our children to enjoy the richness that we've enjoyed as a generation. In November of last year,